Hey, what's up? Hey, I'm Andy. Kind of Funny Live 3 is happening in San Francisco, California. Get your tickets on the internet somewhere. kindoffunny.com/KFL3.
This episode of Gamescast is brought to you by Movement Watches. They're founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. The watchmaker's goal is to change the way the consumers think about fashion by offering high-quality, minimalist products at revolutionary prices. Movement Watches start at just $95 at a department store. You're looking at $400 to $500, but they figured out a way to just cut out the middleman and make everything way cheaper, providing the best possible price. We're talking classic design, quality construction, and that styled minimalism everyone's always talking about. You should probably stop being late to that thing that you're always late to, and hey, you might as well look good doing it. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movementwatches.com/kinda. That's MVMTwatches.com/kinda. Join the movement. The last topic of the day, as always, is brought to you by you. You can go to kindoffunny.com/Gamescast topic, just like all these people did, to leave your questions, comments, and concerns. John Burneycar says, what if Zelda came out mid-gen on PS4 and was called Rick's Adventure? Would people still give a fuck? It's a very interesting thing. I definitely think people would give way less fucks.
I think it would be a slow build of a fuck. Like, no one would be like, day one, million copies moved. It would just be like this. Everyone's like, have you played Rick's Adventure? And why would I play that? And then you play it and you're like, oh, Rick's Adventure is really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it feels a lot like Zelda.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the thing of, like, remember, like, Oceanhorn was a port of a fucking mobile game or whatever. Ouya. We got it. And I remember being like, hey, this is actually, I played this last night and it's awesome. And then, granted, now people are talking to me about it. But it was that thing of our audience got super behind it. They started talking. Then they asked about Vita. Now it's a Vita game. Now it's a Switch game. Like, that's a game that came not from nothing, but it is like, hey, holy shit, this Zelda clone's actually pretty good. Like, and I think Rick's Adventure would be like, hey, this is like Zelda, just different. Now, it didn't work for Darksiders ever, so we'll see whatever goes on there. But
yeah, I wonder if it would, how much it would affect review scores and people's word of mouth about it, because people love this fucking game.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Myself included.
Yeah.
But I wonder if you took out, if it was called Rick's Adventure, I probably wouldn't have played it. Like, no matter how many times people told me, like, you got to get on this, I probably wouldn't have.
Sure.
But then playing it, I think that I would enjoy it almost as much, but I think it would lose something.
I mean, there's something to it that, it's Triforces and it's Ganon and it's Zelda and it's all the people
music
and you're meeting
cues.
up.
Yeah,
And
music
even though they're
cues, all
light
these
and-
nods to the Lon Lon Ranch and shit like that, and Death Mountain. Yeah, I want to know what this Rick fellow is all about.
Yeah.
Also, I feel
What's
bad
Rick's
that this thing was like, let's think of the most generic name for a man. Rick.
Rokosho says, and this is another one about Zelda. Hi guys, long-time listener, first-time poster. Do you think the Zelda game essentially screwed the upcoming SpiderMan game with its climbing mechanics?
Not even remotely.
Will fans
Shut
and
up.
critics complain if Spidey can't attach to every single wall?
No.
Nah, I imagine that Spider-Man is going to be a very different style game. I think that it'll be an open world, but it'll be a much more designed, tight
New
open
York,
world.
yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of fun to move around, but it's going to be, I think, a bit more tunnel of an experience.
It's going to have the same problems every Spider-Man game has. They're just like, well, it's so disorienting when you climb onto a roof. You know what I mean? When you go onto the ceiling and the camera wigs out or whatever. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that. Oh, what? Because if you can't stick to the side of a building, that's a huge problem, and I don't think they're going to screw that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember all the weird things like you shot your web in the sky?
Yeah.
In like Spider-Man 2?
Yeah. Remember when it was a big deal? Like, now you don't do that. Now it attaches to buildings and like you actually have like physics attached to that and stuff. It's gonna be fascinating to see how they pull it all together and what this actually looks like and how it plays and what is it and how open is it.
I mean, they swear that gameplay we saw, that video we saw last year was gameplay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And it's like watching it though, I'm just like, I just can't fathom how you'd play that. Like that scene where he busts through the cafe and is like jumping on the things. Like, all right, cool. The animation, I get it. Like there could just be some way that if Spider-Man's like this, it touches the things that way and cool. But what is the player doing there? How much of a quick time event is that compared to the actual like gameplay? Because it does kind of look like he's controlling it.
I don't know. Insomniac's not really known for taking control away. Like Sunset Overdrive was fucking awesome.
And that was the thing about Sunset Overdrive.
Like that.
Yeah, the locomotion in Sunset Overdrive
like you
was
could
amazing.
get across the city without ever touching the ground. That wasn't bullshit. Like wall running and grinding and gliding.
Yeah, they definitely learned a few tricks. I think they're bringing over here.
All right. So Marty, we have you on the show.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a lot of Marty questions.
Big Mart!
What?
Josh Voigt says, please ask him if he's still haunted by Battletoads.
Yeah, I really don't like the video game Battletoads, and I've expressed it several times. And then there was the Battletoad man at E3 last year. He was big and he was slimy. He was at the Microsoft booth looking at me. I didn't like that. I had to review Rare Replay and play Battletoads. I didn't like that. Max always tells people to scream Battletoads at me at conventions. I don't like that game. It's a bad game. The names are Rash, Pimple, and Zit, and Herp.
That's not good.
Wart.
No,
I don't think any of those names are real. There's probably a fourth one named Herpy.
We named 6 people there.
There's got to be some of the Battletoads. I don't like that game. If you like that game, you have bad taste in things. That being said, Rare is a very good developer.
It's true. Jason Hale says, when are we getting the Duck Dynasty review?
Yeah, that's been a while.
Please do it as your final thing. Whenever you're ready to move on from IGN, that's the last thing you post.
So I said I was going to beat all 3 Mass Effect games or I would quit. And I beat one, and I'm not going to beat the other ones.
Yeah,
and so instead of quitting, Lana and I said we're going to stream all of Duck Dynasty and have it be my review. And then we got busy because we have jobs.
Yeah. A lot of goofy ideas that don't become reality.
We call those ideas Nevergreen.
Yeah.
We have evergreen ideas and we have Nevergreen ideas that are
I like that.
Amazing ideas that we will never do.
Yeah.
It'll happen at some point.
And then the final Marty question. Of course, there was a lot of questions about cardigans, but this is the Gamescast. We're trying to be serious.
I haven't worn a
here.
cardigan in a little while.
Yeah?
I'm liking this. I like this look, Marty.
I don't like all
You
the
still running? You
hashtags.
still working
I
out
do a little
stuff?
bit of running. Yeah. From the cops.
Oh!
69. Chrissy James
Wait,
says.
did I commit it? It's like 69
69 is illegal in San Francisco. In San Francisco, 69ing is illegal.
Dude, I see people take shits on Geary walking to work, and that's not illegal?
Yeah, well, no, it is, but this has got to catch you.
69's
Gotta catch
illegal.
them all.
What a world.
Chrissy James says, does he still feel shame from the Phil look? So, for some context, get us up to speed on what this question's about.
So, at GDC, we had head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, amazing man, on our Xbox show, Unlocked. And I was taking time codes, mostly for, like, if he said something interesting, I took a time code so that Andrew and the news team could break it out.
Because God forbid they do the job and just watch the fucking video.
It was GDC. There was a lot. Everyone was busy developing game conferences and whatnot.
Exactly.
It was also weird because it was the morning of the GDC Awards, so I was wearing a sport coat and a tie, which I usually don't do.
Doctor.
Yeah, I am a doctor. I've delivered several children.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You made more.
I know. Thank you. Whoa. And so while he was talking, I was sitting next to him. I was writing down a time code, and something happened with my hand, and I still don't know what it is. And there's a close-up GIF of it. No one understands what it is. But the pen just flew out of my hand off the table, and I very quickly tried to, it was while he was talking, tried to grab it and then realized it was too late. And then I just sort of came back and was like, no, nothing happened. And Phil, who's this amazing, creative, very powerful man in video games, just looked at me pretty much like the most disappointed father ever of just like, what are you doing with your life? And I just tried to play it off. I was like, no, nothing, Papa Phil. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And so that GIF will live on probably as my curse.
Congrats, though.
Good. That
you did
Duck
something.
Dynasty.
You did the internet.
I did the internet. That and Duck Dynasty. Yeah.
Phil will never forget you now.
No.
You're always going to be the pen guy, the fidgeting pen guy.
The penguin?
The penguin,
Yeah.
I guess. You're part of the Pen 15 Club.
Oh, that's penis if you write it correctly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
I still can't believe 69 is illegal in this part of the city.
It's crazy.
That
It's
sucks.
crazy.
You know?
We got to
Sorry,
get Phil
guys.
Spencer on the show just so we can give him a new nickname and call him Filthy Spence.
I love Filthy
Okay,
Spence.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we get him to
Yeah.
change his Twitter handle to that, huh?
I maybe.
To was he P3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a good
P3.
dude.
Let's do it. Nolan Chase says, what platforms do you think they're going to most likely release new Armored Core games on?
Fucking. So I know. I know this thing.
Alana came back with rules.
Armored Core. It's from software. This is pre fucking Dark Souls. Like, I love that studio. Miyazaki's working on it. He's fucking dabbling with robots. I don't want a Dark Souls game ever again. I want an Armored Core game in the style of Souls. I want it to be a roguelike to where every time you die, your mech is left there and your pilot has to come back to whatever the bonfire is and retrieve your mech, or it's like, fuck it, you got to build a new mech. Huh. Yeah, I want that. I want that. Yeah, I want that PS4. I want that Xbox One.
All right.
I can't believe you didn't play. Like,
No,
that's a big PS1
I did.
game.
I reviewed them. It turned out Trevor Starkey said in the review, where I'm just like, I don't know what. You're a fucking robot and you're fighting shit. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shout out to Armored Core.
Yeah.
Chris Gilbert, do you think Yooka-Laylee was a worthy successor to Banjo? So we haven't had anybody on this show that really invested time into Yuka.
I had to.
You
I
reviewed
legally had to.
That's how it works.
I don't know if it's legally.
They take away your green card if you don't do it.
Oh, I'm American. I was a little bit disappointed by it just in terms, I thought of the 5 levels, one of them wasn't good. So a fifth of the game I did not enjoy. I thought it wasn't quite as precise as Banjo games, and the camera had a little bit of a problem. That being said, like I think this is a really solid building foundation for Yooka-Laylee 2, which could fix a lot of those problems and could do something really special.
Do you think you'll actually get Yooka-Laylee 2?
I think it can do well on Switch. When it comes out.
Yeah, honestly, I do think
it's
a relatively small studio. And we're sort of at that cusp of, we had Ratchet & Clank was amazing last year, and then we have Mario coming and Psychonauts 2. Like, I feel like there's sort of this return to form of 3D character platformers. So, yeah.
There you go. Heel Kick Movie, friend of the show.
We know them.
Says, please ask him about his writing process, specifically how he begins and how he overcomes writer's block. Thank you.
That's a good question. I write mostly by hand. Like in notebooks, especially like reviews or features. Like if it's a news story, I just fucking write it and get it up there. But I write by hand and I write at bars, and I don't worry about, I let it be train of thought. I jump around from piece to piece. Like if I'm writing a review and something else comes up or I overhear someone say something else, I don't mind to turn the page and write a note of this person said this thing. Like this is interesting, put this somewhere. But mostly, yeah, I'm relatively lucky in terms of just, I've done this enough, and I've been a writer professionally for 6 years, but I went to school for creative writing and screenwriting. So I've been doing this long enough to where I just get through it, and I think you're always your own worst critic. And so overthinking things, I don't know if this is the same way with you, but if you start overthinking something, that is when you're going to fuck up and slow down.
Yeah.
So I think writing is locomotion. It's getting through.
It's movement. Yeah. That's the whole thing. Even if you don't like this isn't great. It's continue to go to get something good again to then come back with fresh eyes later to fix what's wrong.
And begin everything with, it's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe it's been X years since X franchise last graced X platform.
Yeah.
But now they're back.
Yeah. Or Webster's Dictionary defines. Those are two classics.
God.
Oldie but goodies.
My favorite thing, and I'm throwing Craig Harris right under the bus.
This.
My favorite thing ever was when, we were talking about tropes, and he threw that out there of like, as long as, Craig had left IGN. Craig had done more than 1,000 reviews at IGN, literally. I remember that being a big celebration. Had left, and he threw it out there just like, well, as long as you don't ever start your things with, it's been X. It's hard to believe. It's been, and I went into the back end and Googled it and found like 10 reviews that started that way from him. He's like, I didn't say I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Solitaire for Game Boy Color 9.5.
Oh my God. A minute ago, I complimented your shirt.
Yeah.
And then once I looked at it, I realized I own this shirt. So that is the most Tim Gettys thing I could possibly do. I have it in a different color, though.
Ooh,
mine's more of a chambray.
That's my favorite Overwatch hero.
Yeah.
I literally don't know what chambray is. Is that like blue?
Yeah, it's like a light blue, like a denim light blue.
All right.
If Tim's talking about a shirt he owns,
it's probably
some kind of blue.
It's gonna
I can
be
see that.
blue. All right. Bongos for Kev.
Yeah.
I want you two to talk about Life is Strange for a minute. Go.
Man, Life is Strange is awesome.
I think Life is Strange its reach extends its grasp. I love what it tries to do, but ultimately I think it feels like it is 40-year-old French people writing what they think 16 to 17-year-old American kids
So you
are
think
like.
the hella is used too much?
I think the hell is used too much. And I don't know if I could do any better because I don't hang out with teens that much, which is probably good considering I'm 30. That's probably a good
And all
thing.
you do is hang out at bars,
Yeah, and if teens are in the bars and my friends who are the bartenders are not doing their job well. That being said, like I really hope there's Life is Strange too. And I really think that
Life is Stranger.
Life is Stranger, Death is Strange.
Yeah.
And also, honestly, like I think Life is Strange could do better now that 13 Reasons Why became such a huge thing, which to me is sort of its TV analog.
I hear you. I mean, Life is Strange definitely has its awkward moments, but I thought overall it overcame them.
Yes,
because that was my thing is when I started playing it episodically, I played episode 1 and I was like, I don't really, and like, okay, the rewind was cool, whatever. At the end when it really kicks in, you're like, all right, great. But then when it came back and I stayed off and I just played it back to back to back to back. That's when I was like, oh, this was actually a lot of fun. And there was things I didn't expect to happen and things that I did and learning these characters. And
and I think Chloe's a cool character.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chloe.
Captain Barbosa says, if Marty could choose any video game character to have as a drinking buddy, Who would it be?
Sully, right? Has to be
Oh,
Sully.
fuck, yes.
Because like I get those stories.
God, the stories, yeah.
Could you imagine the stories that Sully would tell me?
That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, Sully. I like the. I don't know if you've played enough Persona to get to the drunk journalist confidant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like hot girl you could date who's this drunk journalist who you only meet at a bar and she's always shit faced. I think she'd be fun.
She sounds like your dream.
I'd like to sit at the bar in Catherine because the bartender teaches you a bunch of facts and turns out. Oh, I guess I won't spoil Catherine.
I think you're allowed to spoil Catherine.
Turns out he's the actual devil.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because you're like venting to him of like, oh, I'm trying to fuck this blonde girl, and there's also this other girl, and the blonde girl's his daughter. So that's weird.
Yeah, well, he doesn't mind. That's like the devil's deal. That's what he does.
The devil, that's the devil's
his whole
deal is when
deal.
you talk
Yeah,
to someone about having
We
sex
all,
with
we
their
all saw,
daughter.
yeah, remember like, Al Pacino in that movie with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, devil's advocate.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I could not get to the name.
fine.
He had similar things going on. They were both, he wanted Keanu, who was his son, to fuck his daughter with the curly hair and make this Super Satan or whatever it was.
Super Saiyan?
Yeah, Super Saiyan. They're gonna Super Saiyan over there.
there's a girl Super Saiyan now. Very progressive, 2017. Shout out to Dragon Balls.
Bros93 says, what's your favorite podcast or an episode that you've been a part of? I was throwing you on the spot.
Oh, like that I've actually been on?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was about to say, I know like 30 podcasts that are better than any podcast I've been on. Some of my favorite ones have probably been, I really liked Beyond 450 when we did a Jackalope with you, Colin, Max, Brian, and Andrew. I think the last two E3 ones have been really fun. We did Beyond at E3 in Zach's hotel, and then we did the poolside one at the Fig 2 years back, which was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
I think you and Colin's last Beyond was always super special to me. And I don't know, I every time I go into the booth now for Beyond, I'm super fucking stoked about it.
Hell yeah.
I liked our PS I Love You we did. It was just me and you.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That was a good one. What about you? Do you have it? Do you think back at it like a single? It's kind of hard because we also had live events like we.
That's
did.
the thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's a cheat code. Yeah, I always go. I think Beyond 300 is always a super special one for me because that one, I think we knew what we were doing more.
That was in the office, right?
Yeah, both. Beyond 200 and 300
yeah.
in the office. 300 was not supposed to be, but
Yeah.
The
things
Kevin
got in the way.
Smith GOG.
Yeah, that's a great
like,
one.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like such a moment.
Yeah.
Because it was like the space between spaces where we had quit IGN, but we hadn't started Kind of Funny yet. And it was just like that 5-day period. And we spent it going down to LA and then just got to hang out with Kevin Smith and essentially tell him, hey, this is what's happening. And he was so stoked for us.
Yeah.
Where it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is special.
This is going to work.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. There's countless ones that I look back on, and it's hard because you end up doing it so much that someone, if they're like, "What's your favorite meal?" You're like, "Shit, I've had a lot of good meals."
Yeah, exactly.
I've also had a lot of other meals, and it's hard to pick out.
And that's
that
all
one.
things too. Then it starts feeling shitty of like trying to. You'll remember one later on. You know what I mean? Like I remember the first PSX, we did the last live Beyond we would ever do.
Yeah, that's right.
And we knew it was our last one, but nobody else did. And that was like, I get choked up on it because I was trying to express it without expressing it kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
totally.
that was super cool because like that year PSX panels were super not attended because they were like way far away and we packed that room to stand.
That was the Vegas
That was
one?
awesome. Yes.
Final question comes from Carrie Aim. Are you excited for Darksiders 3?
I am. I'm a big fan of Darksiders 2, actually. Like, I don't really care that much about Darksiders 1. Darksiders 2, I don't like the aesthetic. I think it's that, like, sort of angry teenager butt rock thing that I know it's
Trying to death.
yeah, honestly, a little bit. But I think its gameplay is super solid. It's this awesome mix of God of War's combat, Zelda's dungeons, and like single player World of Warcraft, just in terms of like the Norse mythology of the world and the quest system. And I totally trust the developers at Gunfire Games. We have a ton of shit on IGN, actually, if you want to go see it. It was our IGN first for this month. Alana went down there and saw and played a shit ton of it. I think Fury's a cool character. And Gunfire developed probably my favorite PSVR game right now, which is called Chronos. Oh, not PSVR, sorry. It's only on Oculus. I really wish it was on PSVR.
Do you think this one will do well? Because this is the conversation we had where I was like, they announced this and on the morning show I was like, well, here you go. It's your Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's the other games it's the games that the vocal minority, like to their point, you're a fan of it. I get it. You want it. And then it comes out and it just doesn't perform.
I don't know. Like, part of me is like, yeah, I don't know if it will perform. But that being said, if I just look at analytics, like each one of the videos hit 1 million within like 12, 15 hours. And granted, they were exclusives, so like everyone was just linking out to our YouTube channel.
Sure.
But like they fucking crushed immediately. Like in a way, most random trailers or gameplay drops.
It's just an interesting one of like what was the other one? I had a better example than Mirror's Edge because Mirror's Edge Catalyst wasn't good or whatever. But I understand the fact of
Beyond
like
Good and Evil.
Yeah, there was another one too that doesn't matter.
Beyond Good and Evil is one of those games that whenever it comes out, if it does come out, it can never live up to the hype.
Yeah. And it's I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting because I just don't. There are people I know who enjoy Darksiders, but there's not like it's rare to meet a Darksiders fan. Of like this is what I'm about.
Yeah,
man.
I mean it's a long ways out. This is probably a year from now. I bet this is next summer.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we'll see.
Well, Marty, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you
Where can
so
people
much
find you?
For having me. You can find me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at McBiggity with 2 G's and 2 T's. And then, like I mentioned a bunch, I do a ton of stuff at IGN. I just got promoted.
Hey, congratulations.
Executive editor of features.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, so there's that. And then I'm on Unlocked and Beyond, which is our Xbox and PlayStation shows. I'm killing the console war. Bringing them together.
You're bringing them together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. I like that.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We want to have you back soon.
Yeah.
Because this is fun.
Yeah, we can talk about that 69ing stuff because I feel like we should.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
We should march
or
on
the top,
Washington,
depending on what type of person you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. Till next time, I love you. You can click here for more game stuff. You can click there for more non-game stuff. You can click here to support us. And guess what's over here? I don't even know myself.